What's going on, Mastermind? Let me just say something right now. I don't think, maybe some of you have been in the military, maybe some of you have been into some hard crap in your life, but I'm going to tell you right now, business can be the biggest bully in your life. Business can smack you on your ass. I mean, not like smack, like sexual smack, but you know, knock you on your ass. Basically what I'm trying to say. So, let me just go over a few things that I discussed the other day. The technician, the manager, the entrepreneur. The three different personalities of business. The three personalities that need to exist in a business. And I can tell from the questions that I answered in the room, most people are technicians. Why is a technician a wrong thing to be in the business? It's because if the technician is alone in their business, you can't do it. Because all you're worried about is work. You want to be the accountant. You want to be this with this. Look, I want to save some money. So I'm just going to go ahead and learn how to do the website. Hey, I want to save some money. I'm going to go ahead and do my own Facebook timeline photos. Hey, I want to save some money. I'm going to go ahead and do all my shipping. I'm going to go ahead and do all my marketing. And before you know it, you're out of you're just out of it. You're working all these hours. Your marriage is suffering. You're not going to soccer games, basketball games. You're just all over the place. Let me tell you about my first business. Las Vegas, Nevada. Las Vegas, Nevada was my first business, and boy, was it interesting. I sold products, t-shirts, and accessories, right? And I was going to UNLV at the time that I started it. And boy, was I excited. I was proud. You know, people would be like, what do you do, man? I'm a business owner. Be like, really? A business owner, right? All my weekends were shot. Right after school, you know, because my store was only open from Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So those days were gone. My wife at the time, you know, my wife was like, look, you know, I'm already working my job. Now I have to go and help you with your job. Look, I've already put in my 40 hours. So here I am stuck at this job. And, you know, I remember the first opening day. Boy, it was powerful. Everybody was coming in, buying things and stuff like that. I'm like, whoa, this is great. Because it was like a strip mall. You know, you go in there and there's other, you know, other places they can visit and shop from. And they just happen to come upon your spot. And I'm like, whoa, great. First day was good. First week was good, I'm sorry. Second week, little slower, but still okay. Third, fourth, fifth week, maybe one or two customers. And then there were times that I would actually have to go to the store and have no customers. And then the repeat customers would come back and say things like, so you have anything new? And I'm like, nah. I'm like, who changes inventory that fast? You know? And then all of a sudden, months pass, years pass, and this thing of having a business is not all it's cut out to be. I'm like, where's all the money? What happened to all the thing? This is what I want to do. Right? And I was confused. And I let that store go on for a year better. Of barely making enough money to buy products. And the only reason I kept it going that long was because of pride. Because remember I said I was proud to have that store? People knew about me. Hey, how's your store going? It's going okay. It wasn't doing anything. Because I didn't want to reveal to them that, hey, this thing is bad. Right? And that's how some of us are in this room. You're in a business and it's not working the way you want it to work. You're putting in the hours. You're doing everything, and it's not getting the traffic that you want, but yet you can look at other businesses and they're doing well. You see, I didn't know anything about the internet or anything like that. I had a physical brick and mortar business. You bring in products and you hope those people will come in and buy the products. But there was a few things that were wrong. One thing was wrong: the demographic. The demographic that came into that strip mall were all types of people. And I was selling reggae products at the time. Bob Marley t-shirts from Zion and Jimi Hendrix and the Morrison guy. And you know, everybody's not going to be into that. So I wasn't directly putting my merchandise in front of my demographic. I didn't even know what demographic was at that time, to be honest. I was just starting out, right? But the thing is, that was the technician. And not only was it not just a technician, well, brick and mortar stores are stupid now anyway. We have 7 billion people, right, on Earth. So we could actually sell by internet, which is, one, is less overhead, and two, you can reach more people. 3, you can reach your demographic. So it just didn't make sense. But you know, I didn't quit. I quit that business, but I didn't quit. So that's just my experience of my first dibble and dabble with business. And one thing it taught me was to be humble. Is that business is something that just because you do it, that the money's going to start rolling in. You're sadly mistaken if that's happening. But boy, was that my Harvard University lesson there. So that was the first thing. So let me get back on this technician. So that I described the technician to you. Now the manager, this individual is the individual like, look, you're going to have to write that down for me before we actually start. When the entrepreneur is talking to him, he said, look, you're moving too fast. Your lips are moving too fast. Break that down simple, right? So I can really comprehend that. Can you give me a list? I need a list to work off of to put this system together. I need a system. And the manager doesn't want to think. If the manager does anything as far as like outside of that system, he's going to come to the entrepreneur. I need you to give me this answer. And the entrepreneur may ask, why can't you figure it out? Nope, I ask you. The manager doesn't think. The manager works on a system. This is the system, and we're going to work off this system. I'm going to manage the supervisors. I'm going to teach them this system, and we're going to work off these systems. I'm going to write you up. Right? This is the manager, the organized individual. But they have problems because the entrepreneur puts things in their path and they said it's against the system. We already talked about this, but the entrepreneur has already moved on from that idea to another idea. And then the manager doesn't like the technician because the technician thinks the manager's dumb with his silly system. So the technician and the manager argues because the technician is not following the manager's system. Now, some of you already know what I'm talking about right now because you probably went through this. And then the entrepreneur is just the so-called dreamer. It's the person to say, hey, I think it's a good idea to have a coffee shop that's going to be open 24 hours. Really? Talking to the manager. 24, dude, I seen it. I know it's going to work. Okay, let's do a system. No, I don't want to do a system. I don't want to do a system. Okay, well, I'm going to do a system. Okay, well, come to me with that system. And then the entrepreneur is constantly learning, constantly doing things, and constantly dreaming, and constantly traveling, and constantly, you know, they don't really want to be in the business. They're thinkers. I just want to think. I want to think. You put it in the system and make that a business and make it work. Let's come up with some plans. If you need some problem solving, I'll solve them for you. I'll tell you about Facebook and things like that. Now, some of this may sound overwhelming for you guys. And some of you people may say, look, I cannot afford to hire someone. Well, then that's what a good thing of freelancers coming in. Because think about it. If you need website work, you think about all the website work you're doing, which I'm doing now. And then you contact the web designer and say, look, this is what I'm trying to figure out. And then stop. You don't have to no longer contact that guy. or that gal or whatever, because they're done with the work. They're not an employee that you need to keep on. Now, employee you need to keep on in the beginning is a a bookkeeper, but you only have to hire a bookkeeper. A bookkeeper can come in and check your stuff maybe once a week, right? Once a month. So they're not on payroll. So you don't necessarily have to like keep somebody when some people think when you're like, oh my gosh, you got to hire somebody. That's a 40-hour gig. Nah, that's not it. So this is what you're going to have to learn to do. You're going to need people. Stop being cheap. Cheap is going to keep you broke. You're talking to a guy that's the cheapest. I've learned it's going to keep you broke. If there's a course you need to take, guys, stop contemplating on it. Hey, is there a cheaper option? Hey, do you guys have the PDF? That's broke thinking. Why do I say that's broke thinking? I've been around men that have helped me develop myself in life and develop my finance. And the first thing it will say is, look, there is no such thing as free. Stop looking for free information. Don't you understand that free information is watered down? It's just enough to get you something to kind of keep you whatever. If you want to move to the next level, you got to study with somebody that's already there. That's the fastest way. Right? And people spend money for that. I'm not saying spend money with me, but I'm saying if there's any other programs or anything out there, don't hesitate. You're investing in yourself. We can invest in $80,000 vehicles, but we can invest $80 in our own selves. Something wrong with that picture. So yeah, this is just the first video. I'll send mostly quotes and things of that nature, whatever, during the week. I'm staying off of Facebook so often. I'm in hyper focus zone. I'm hibernating because I'm getting stuff done. But I'm going to give you info from afar through Hootsuite. I'm giving you the same info, and then I'll come back in at the end of the night or so and answer questions. Because we got to do that. We can't just sit on Facebook and talk to each other all day. We can't get things done that way. You guys also should be hyper focused. So with that said, guys, take care until next time. Signing off.